So fair warning, I'm tired, all right? Now what that means is that I am much more prone to rambling, much more prone to losing my train of thought, and much more prone to making some stupid mistakes. And if you've seen the most recent Ospreys episode that went up yesterday, you know what I mean by that. So I'm going to try really, really hard to focus and not do anything stupid, but there's no guarantees. All right? So with that said, let's get down to business with today's episode. Now, of course, in the last episode, a lot changed. I decided not to let the AI off the hook with some very stupid decision making that they had going on. As a result, our team is looking that much better for the future. We do still have some decisions that we have to make here, but thankfully we have all the cap space in the world as we look to set up this team. So first things first, goaltending, it's fairly straightforward what we're going to do here. Neuwirth's gone. I mean, the offer sheet for Allmark wouldn't be worth it anyway. He is gone for the moment. People are going to be pissed about it. Whatever. Luukkonen may, in fact, be the backup. We will see. Scotty Wedgwood, you are gone as well. So we're going to need to sign at least 2 goaltenders as it is. Obviously, people are going to be pissed. Them's the breaks. Pionk. Well, you know, we can afford to sign you. We got you for basically nothing, if I don't, if I'm not mistaken there. So let's go, 1.1 over 2 years is fine by me, just to give him an opportunity. Merkley, there's still a chance of me signing him. Fitzgerald, I do want to sign. Laxonen, I want to sign. Yeah, this is a little bit tough. There are some decisions to make, although Matt Tennyson's very obviously gone, so that's good. Merkley, we will see. Fitzgerald, I don't want to let go of you just yet. I feel like you could potentially make it. So we'll go ahead and offer him a deal. Laxonen, I don't want to let him go for nothing. I don't know why. I just feel like maybe, I mean, I know why. He's a 73 at 19 years old. That's why. Bryson Martin, we will see. Taylor Fadoon, you are gone. And let's see here. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 with Budek. So Stevens would be extra. And, you know, I think that's okay, actually, for our team depth. We have a lot of defensemen, of course, that we're not going to be looking to sign, like Bodie Wild, Adam Ginning, so Merkley. So we could bring back Bryson Martin to give him another opportunity. We could. And I think I will. It's a 1-year deal that he's looking for. We'll give him another opportunity to see if he can develop, just to try and stick with some of this original talent for as long as we can. A strategy that didn't often work out in the Montreal series, but we're still going to try. Decent chance I still end up getting Merkley. As far as the forwards are concerned, oh boy, okay, there's a lot to cover here, isn't there? You know what, let's just go back to right wings. Let's go to the bottom of the list first, where Karabasic, Cornell, I wish they had developed a little bit better. Reagan's there, Rodriguez, Baptiste, at left wing, Bailey and Smith. Davidson 100% needs to be signed. We have Malone. Who else do we have here? Larson, good old Judd Peterson. Good old Judd Peterson, who is definitely going to be let go. I mean, I can't really see a reason to sign him. There's a couple of guys like that where it's like, yeah, I just don't see us signing you. Brown can go at the very least. We got him back in the Sobotka deal, so he's gone. Goulet, I'm glad he ended up being your friend so quickly. Kevin Porter is also gone, and Chris Cuolo at the bottom of the list can also go. So I was mainly trying to see what the situation would look like just as far as letting certain players go. So let's see here. We have 9, 10, 11, and 12 with Smith. But from there, Velarde, Ogilvy. Yeah, there are some players that have an argument for being signed. So I got to admit, I feel like Larson, Gergensen, and Smith might be in a little bit of trouble here because I think we're going to go with some of the younger guys. Rodriguez as well could be in a tad bit of trouble. So first step here, Justin Bailey. Let's go 1 year at 1.1 on a one-way. I'm good with that. Baptiste. Let's go 1.2 on a 2-year. I'm good with that. Anybody else? Velarde, that's such a steal. Oh, that was such a steal. O'Regan, probably not. Peterson, probably not. Malone, probably not. Maybe. I don't know. It's tough. We are going to need some depth for sure. And of course, like I said, Davidson, something like that's absolutely going to have to be signed. Hurley could be signed as well. There's some players to make some decisions about. That's for sure. Of course, I'm trying to balance it out. And apparently Alexandrov's real, by the way. People were telling me. Nice to know. Did not know. Obviously, I'm trying to balance this out in a way that we still have some contract spots heading into free agency. In case there's a big fish there. In case, there's some prospects there as well. Baptiste, Pionk, Martin, Bailey, Fitzgerald, and Loxton have all signed. What's going on with the player meetings? What's up? Carter Hutton, what are you pissed about? Why you decided to get another player? I didn't, so that's... Oh, he's pissed about Neuwirth. I'll just be demanding, because why not? That seems to be the go-to answer. That's so cheap. Oh, that's so cheap. Why'd you get the same as Neuwirth? It's like, well, why can't I just explain to you, like, hey, we need to take him back in the deal, and he's gone already, so calm down. I wish I could do that. I wish I could explain to an AI that this is what happened. I wish I could. So let's take a look back through here. Merkley, again, we'll decide on that later. Aside from that, the defense is golden. Wingers. Oh, boy. Just do I want to give Cornell and Karabasic another opportunity? I think I do, and they're not going to take away from the current contracts. So we'll bring back Eric Cornell. We will bring back Karabasic. O'Regan and Rodriguez, you're going to have to wait for the moment. Smith, you're also going to have to wait. Davidson's going to be signed. Malone is gone. I mean, he's 24 and a 75 with a lower potential than the other two. So say goodbye to old Sean Malone. Malone is out of here. Dubielewicz is not going to be signed. At center, not entirely sure here. Judd, I love you. Your name is Judd, but I can't do it. I cannot do it. Chris Brown, not that one. Might also be cut. Connor Hurley's there. Adam Masherin should probably be signed. And he's the last one. So, Masherin, buddy. Thank you for, he's going to accept it. He hasn't accepted it yet. Hurley, I'll give you another opportunity. And Brown, we'll figure that out in a minute. So, let's see what we're dealing with here now. Again, it's slow and steady right now. I don't want to make a dumb mistake. It could very well happen. I'm doing what I got to do to make sure that me in a somewhat tired, a very tired state doesn't do anything overly stupid. I might do something stupid, but let's not screw up everything by making a stupid decision, right? Right. So, obviously, cap space isn't a problem. Right now, it's balancing contracts. So, let's see. We're at 45. All right. Let's go back over to centers. Gergensons, Larson, Brown. That's it there at center. Left wing, we have Smith. Nobody else to worry about. Rodriguez and O'Regan. Right. So, again, in terms of our top 12, meant to be sorted by forwards. Whoops. So we have our top 9 here with Rodriguez. 10, 11, and 12. So, boy. We got to get rid of a couple of them. We do. Smith still has an outside chance to get ever so slightly better. Rodriguez, Gergensons, Larson. That is a tough call as far as who to get rid of. Danny O'Regan, I'm sorry, you're just flat out the odd man out, so I can, at the very least, make that easy decision. And I think Chris Brown, not that one, is also going to be let go. So from there, we just have to figure out who stays out of this group. I gotta be honest, it's tough. So again, we have 8 there with Baptiste, 9 with Velarde, and then from there, no guarantees that anybody else would make it. Rubtsov probably should. I mean, really, I could let go of all of them and still be okay with the players we have coming up through the system. I could do that. And again, as RFAs, I don't think we'd really get any fair compensation. Let me take a look at Rodriguez, because offensively, especially that offensive awareness, it's looking good. Put up 33 points last year. Whereas, if the right trigger wants to register, Johan Larsson put up 22. So Larsson kind of dipped this past year. Gergensen's, ended up getting sent down at one point. And then we have CJ Smith as well. 55 points in the AHL. Larsson and Gergensen's, you're gone. Sorry to the entire nation of Latvia, but it had to be done. So 10, 11, and 12. That leaves room for someone else to join the lineup. If there's that little bit of extra progression, though, someone's going to get sent down. Rodriguez, how much time are you looking for? 2 years? I'm not willing to do that. How about a 1 year, a $1 million offer? And for CJ Smith, there you go. CJ's actually looking for a two-way, so that could work out. And with that, I think we're good. We're at 8 open contract spots. Again, we need 2 goaltenders. That'll sort itself out quite easily. I wouldn't expect there to be a ton of free agents. That would really be major difference makers. All right, both guys accepted. We're looking good. Hate to get rid of Zemgus Girgensons. Hate to disappoint the entire nation of Latvia. But there are just some occasions, there are some moments where you gotta do what you gotta do. And that's where we find ourselves now. So again, Merkley might still be signed, but I'm pretty happy with where the team is. Maybe staying loyal to guys like Smith and Rodriguez might not be the right move, admittedly. It would be easier, of course, to just let them go and see who's available on the free agent list. But as mentioned, with both this and the Milwaukee series, I don't just want to raid the free agent list the entire time. I want to make selective signings. Which, then again, that could be out the door here, depending on what this looks like. Blake Wheeler, Mark Stone, Artemi Panarin. Jesus. All right. Well, turns out there's some big names. Sergei frickin'... Oh, my God. Right. Okay. First things first. No, I am not signing Shesterkin. We signed him in Ottawa, so that's already out. Bobrovsky is 30 and wants a 6-year deal. That is not happening. There's no way. We have the money to do it. It doesn't make sense, though. I wouldn't want to sign him for 6 years. I'd trade him sooner than that. I don't know if we're going to be competitive by the time he starts to hit the decline. Same with Smith, same with Rene. I think we're good. We're going to stick with the game plan of Carter Hutton until Luukkonen's ready. That said, I do still need 2 goaltenders. And, Joseph Wall's there. Tomek is there. It's going to be kind of tough to hold off on either one of them, really. Van Pottelberg's there. That's actually a tough call as far as what to do. So again, Luukkonen could be the backup. And from there we have Johansson. I'm not against Johansson being the 5th option at goalie. It's just, do I want to sign Wall and Tomek? Of course, there's no guarantees that I'd get both of them. Let's take a look at who else is available here. Defensively, of course, right now in terms of high-end talent, it's not looking too good. Fortunately, there's really no one that would want to sign there. Jake Gardner at 28, that's not a terrible contract, but then, of course, we'd have nothing but Jake Gardner memes. Nathan Beaulieu being there is hilarious to me. Dylan Samberg, that is an interesting one. Also, Adam Fox, Andrew Peeke, and Mario Ferraro. Interesting. Obviously, there's so much. It's just such a collective group of talent here that the AI GMs aren't smart enough to hold on to. So they end up hitting the free agent list. Wade Allison, who should be a Flyer. Lockwood, who should be a Canuck. So that's an interesting situation. Who's the best forward potential-wise? Danton Heinen's an RFA. I'd prefer to look at UFAs only, please, and thank you. So the best one available, we have Ryan Donato is somehow a UFA. Kaprizov, Bowers, Norris, and Vesalainen. Jesus. What are these GMs doing? I don't understand. I don't. Oh, Ryan Donato. Ryan frickin' Donato. That would certainly be a game changer. Kaprizov, Bowers, Norris, Vesalainen. I think what I'm going to do is maybe go for... Again, we need the goaltenders. I'm going to go for one good goaltender, one good defenseman, one good forward in terms of like those high-end potentials. So I am going to throw my name into the hat for Joseph Woll. It makes sense to. Other teams that also shouldn't have him won't have the chance. I mean, he should be a Leaf. He's not. We'll see what happens in terms of whether or not Colorado outbids us. Low starter, of course, is hit or miss. I wouldn't be opposed to going low starter. And I am quite tempted because I don't know. Like low sixes, and low top fours and low starters, they can still develop, right? They can still develop. It's definitely a bit more hit or miss, though. I'm just trying to think, is that too cheap? Or is that cheap? Because if we go low, if we say, okay, no low top fours, but we take a top six, right? Ah, boy. You know what? I'm thinking low potentials are going to be fun. I'm thinking they are. Mainly because Zhukov there is looking pretty good. Maxim Zhukov, who I'm pretty sure was also a Flyers prospect, so I don't know what the hell is going on in Philadelphia. But, damn. If I don't sign him, who would I sign? Probably Van Pottelberg or Swayman. What are the Bruins doing letting go of Jeremy Swayman? What are you doing? Toronto lets go of Ian Scott as well. These GMs. These GMs. You know what? How good was Joseph Woll? I might go in for Van Pottelberg as well. I might do it. He might end up being a tad bit too good and just kind of being wasted away down in the AHL. But having a 1-2 punch of Luukkonen and Woll, Van Pottelberg is the first call-up option in case of injury, sounds pretty good to me. So we're going to send an offer to Van Pottelberg as well. Defensively, if I could only choose one, again, I think I used Ferraro and Peak. I mean, Adam Fox obviously is the top one there. I think I used Adam Fox, though. I don't necessarily like reusing players, of course. And then there's the questionable option of Dylan Sandberg. I don't know if I've used Adam Fox. I don't know if I've used Andrew Peak. I feel like I have. And then there's Dylan Sandberg, who I think should be a Jet. And, of course, the AIs clearly aren't that good at doing what they should be doing. Let's go for the low elite and a low top four. I feel like that's a good trade-off. Instead of a medium 4 and a medium 6, let's go low elite and a low top 4. Just because a low elite's a little bit more hit or miss, and the trade value is not as high as it would be for someone else. So I'm gonna take the risk with the old Sandberg. If that logic doesn't apply, if you think that doesn't apply and it shouldn't, deal with it. We got McLeod, and actually, Merkley. I think we're just gonna go Sandberg. So we have Merkley, who should end up on the roster. I think we're okay in that regard. He's going to be the only one. And then forward-wise, just in terms of prospects, I've used Bowers, I've used Norris. There's Kaprizov, but I like Christian Vesalainen. I talked about potentially trading for him. Might not have to now because the Jets are dumb. That's okay, though. And is there anybody at medium top 9? To be honest, we've already sent out 4 contracts. I think we're probably fine. Jesus Christ. Okay, Pino made it up to an 83. Good Lord. Good Lord. Nikita Gusev. What a guy. I think we're okay for the moment. I think we're okay. Now, whether or not there's a forward that I want to sign, I mean, Wheeler, no. Mark Stone, Artemi Panarin, it would be great. It would be. And we do have a hole to fill in the top 6. Make no mistake. Whether or not they'd want to sign here, good question. It would be nice, again, if a player was just like, hey, this is what I'm looking for in terms of what type of team I want to sign with. I care more about the money. I care more about whether or not we're winning. That would be cool, so that it could automatically disqualify us. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to move forward a day. We'll see what the initial reactions are, and then we'll take a look at the free agent list again. So, just to kind of get an updated look at what trade offers might be out there, mainly for the players that we've already sent offers to. But I'm pretty sure, what were we at, 42? Yeah, we were at 42. Okay, so if everyone accepts, we're at 46. Our top 6 forwards right now. Yeah, we need 1 or 2 more. Ideally, we'd have 2 more, but we might have people grow into the role. Ideally, we'd have 1 other guy. And that guy might just be Artemi Panarin. Panarin. The Breadman. It might just be him. I'm not sure, though. Not entirely sure. Forward-wise, Panarin's there, asking for about 7. I think I'm going to hold off. Because by the time we develop everybody, he's going to be in his 30s, I think. I think I'm good. Just sitting back with a shitload of cap space, sitting pretty, trying to develop some of our prospects. Or not. I don't know. Indecisiveness. It's in my nature. Wheeler, absolutely not. Stone, absolutely not. It's just pretty much whether or not I want to go for Artemi Panarin. That's what it comes down to. I know Yanni Gord's there, but Silverberg. Who else is there for kind of lower end guys? Pino was there. Donato. Jason Pominville did not retire. What a guy. Oh, Artemi Panarin. How the hell are you? You would work so well together with Jack Eichel. You really would. Oh boy, and then we could play Reinhardt with Middlestad on the second line. Okay, yep, that's all the motivation I need. Arizona's in for him, for God's sake. So 7x4. 7-5? 7-5 by 4. Let's do it up. Let's do it. If he's willing to do it, I'm willing to do it. With Arizona being the other team, screw it. Let's go for it. Because apparently only the lower end teams can sign him anyway. We'll see what happens here. And who we end up getting. I'm mainly intrigued by the goaltending situation. Again, with Luukkonen looking like he's going to be good enough to be the backup. As we should be getting answers here. Sandberg has signed. Vesalainen has signed. Joseph Wall went to Colorado. So there you go. Vesalainen signs. Van Pottelberg signs. All right, so Joseph Wall does in fact end up going to Colorado. As mentioned, that wasn't really a guarantee that he was ever going to sign here. Panarin has other offers. Goaltending-wise, Bobrovsky's still on the market. He's got 4 offers out right now, though. We could just bring in a backup and have Luukkonen and Van Pottelberg down in the AHL, but I have a feeling Luukkonen's going to go up by at least 2 overall points and become a legitimate backup goaltender. And if he is, we don't want to waste that. But there is a backup, someone like a Chad Johnson, of course, former Sabre anyway, that we could bring in. We could bring Allmark back. I think we're going to bank on other things happening. Could bring in Tomek. Could. Or do I trust Zhukov? You know what? I like Zhukov. I do. 19, low starter. Good starting overall. That could work out for us. We still have a bit of a buyout penalty too, but it's not as if the cap situation's a real problem for us right now, you know? Let's see what happens. Will we hear from the Breadman? We will. And he goes to Arizona, thinking that they're further along, and he's not wrong. So he's off to Arizona. Have fun. Glad to know you care about the money and not the glory. The Coyotes are going to win the cup this year because I said that. So who else is available? We still have the one contract out right now. That is to Zhukov. As far as who we've gotten, again, it's just been Sandberg, Vesalainen, and Van Pottelberg. So defensively, along with Sandberg, I'm going to sign Merkley. So there is room for another forward. There is room, and it might not be the worst thing in the world to just try to bring someone in to take up a little bit of cap. Blake Wheeler's there. Mark Stone would be perfect, but I used him in the last series. Wheeler's a bit too old. Also looking for 5 years, so it's like, no thank you. Max Pacioretty. From Montreal to Buffalo, with love. That could happen. Wayne Simmons is also there. Matt Duchene's there, but we used him in the last series as well. I think we're okay. I might look for another prospect because of this. Although, who do we have right now? Who do we have? Let's be smart about this. Let's be tactical about this, and let's also save ourselves, a couple of roster spots in case of waivers or any particular trades. Right now, we're shaping up to be on 46 contracts. So again, goaltending, we will be fine. If Zhukov accepts, it'll be Hutton and Luukkonen. If Luukkonen's not ready, we'll just throw Van Pottelberg to the Wolves, and then Luukkonen will be ready next year. So that is pretty well sorted. Defensively, right now, that is our top six. We really could just throw Merkley to the Wolves, and then Sandberg, Goulet, Nelson as well. Nelson actually is a little bit better than that. So let's see, we have 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 there with 2 extras. Yeah, if we're going to sign anybody else on defense, it's going to be Merkley. It's either I leave Merkley unsigned and bring in somebody else, or I just leave him, or I sign him. That's pretty much the alternative. And I might just sign him because he's looking pretty beastly and well-rounded early on. It's just a low shot that's really keeping him out of the league. He definitely doesn't have an NHL caliber shot, but the puck movement defensively, it's good enough. You could argue we'd be rushing him, but I don't know how detrimental that would be. And in terms of forwards, we have our top 12 right there. Really don't think we need anybody else, because as it is, Wilson, Olofsson, Ogilvy, if there's any other progression, we're going to be fine. What I do want to check, though, is, again, as we have our full 12. So Rubtsov down, that's the AHL roster. So we have 1, 2, 3 extra. Yeah, we don't need anybody else. We're good. We just have to sign Merkley. So let's take one more look at the free agent defense, but I think more than likely I'm just going to sign Ryan Merkley, and we'll leave it at that. I'm in no rush to spend money just because we have money to spend. Would it make more sense to bring in a Jake Gardner? Perhaps. Nathan Beaulieu back? Perhaps. Worth way too much goddamn money. He's asking for more than Jake Gardner, which is hilarious to me. Zdeno Chara? Absolutely not. For the reasons of I don't want to cry at the thought of him being in a Sabres jersey. I think we're okay. So let's move forward. We'll see what happens with the Zhukov, and we'll take it from there. Sim to next season, please. He should accept, and he does. Our goaltending situation is seemingly good to go. Fingers crossed that we have that little tiny bit of extra development from one Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. You know who it is. Ukko-Pekka Puka. You know what his name is. There's a lot of U's, K's, and he's Finnish. Damn it. Anyway. Obviously, I'm not expecting us to be a great team this season. It might still be a tad bit more about player development. But crazier things have happened. While we're going to have a pretty bad team, we are going to have a team that can show potential fairly quickly at both the NHL and the AHL level. So I'm feeling good overall. The first thing I'm going to check right about now, actually, is whether or not Merkley improved any more over the course of the offseason, and Luukkonen, for that matter. We have $28 million in cap space. I might have to sign a throwaway. Borgen's up to an 80. Goaltenders, Van Pottelberg's a 78. Luukkonen's a 78. All right, that's perfect. So either will be good to go. And then defenseman. Oh yeah, we're signing Merkley. We're signing him right now. Yeah, let's just take care of that problem. I can pretty much guarantee that I am going to have to sign a free agent to a max contract just so I have the ability to call up and send down whomever I want. That's going to be a thing. Luukkonen. I think we'll throw Van Pottelberg to the Wolves. As the backup, and we'll give Luukkonen a chance just to start. His development's a tad bit more important. And then defensively, Hunwick's there, Nelson's there, Sandberg's a 78 out of nowhere. Jesus. Thought that was more of a risky pick. Apparently not. I mean, that is our 6. That is our 6. I want to play Merkley there, though. We'd be over the limit. Let me see what we have forward-wise. Yeah, so Olofsson has already developed Wilson. And we can send down Ogilvy. So let's see what we're dealing with here. So Ristolainen, Borgen, Pilot, Pionk, Hunwick, Merkley, Nelson. Not great, but not terrible either. At least not completely. And then defensively in the AHL, we'll have the 2 extras. The Rochester defensive core, though, looks like it'll be pretty good. Let me take a look here. Is there anybody to call up? Not really. I think we're looking pretty good. Let's see what we're dealing with here. I actually don't need to worry about signing anybody. So best lines. Wilson's the healthy scratch, which is pretty much perfect because Victor Olofsson has come out of nowhere to be good enough to play here. And then Bailey, he's physical. That's why he's listed as a 4th liner. Let's see. Thompson's a 3rd liner. Everybody here has 86. 88 offensive awareness for Rodriguez. It might be worth giving him that opportunity on that higher line. We could put Thompson on the right, Olofsson at center. Sherry, Middlestat, Rodriguez. Perhaps not the ideal second line. Hell, I could put... Is Reinhardt at first? I could put Evan Rodriguez on the top line. I could do it. Put him with Eichel, Jeff Skinner. See what happens. Go Sherry, Middlestat, Reinhardt. That way they can work off of one another. There is potential here, as mentioned. Is this team going to be that much worse than what we had started with? I don't know. I don't know. And then Casey Nelson, with your amazing flow, I'm sure you do want to play, sir. But there is a certain youthful defenseman named Ryan Merkley who is going to get the opportunity to show the world what he's made of. As we're going to play him with veteran Matt Hunwick. Pionk, Risto, who do I want on the top pairing? Actually, Borgen works. Let's go Risto, Borgen, Pilot, and Pionk. The PP line. We're good. I think we're good. Van Pottelberg is the backup out of nowhere. Just that Luukkonen has a... Oh, Velarde. Okay. How did I not notice that Velarde was scratched? Shit. That's not good. Okay, who's going to take a seat? And guess who? It's Victor Olofsson. So, Victor, you almost made it. You almost made it. And then I noticed Gabriel Velarde. Good Lord. So having him... I gotta be honest. Right there, buddy. Right there. Have you with Skinner and Eichel to start. Good luck. Sherry, Middlestat, Reinhardt, Smith, Thompson, Rodriguez. Good luck to Velarde. There's options there. But overall, I don't hate the way the team is set up right now. Defensively, it's obviously a bit weak, but we're about trying to develop right now. And the goaltending is not terrible either. So we have... we could send down Olofsson. I don't know if I want to leave him as a healthy scratch. I don't think I do, but I also don't think the game's going to let me send him down. I highly doubt it. Yeah. So let me go sign a veteran, and it might even be a veteran of use that we could play at the NHL level. We'll just max out that contract and do what we can. Oh my God. Well, okay. There's some options here. Some pretty freaking cheap options. Wow, just Jorgens. Oh, I'm so tempted, but I won't. Keith Kincaid. I could sign another goaltender and just drop Van Pottelberg. Oh my, it's too perfect not to. I don't care. It's the perfect move. Bringing Ryan Miller back to Buffalo? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Of course I'm going to do that. If he accepts $1 million offer. If he accepts that, I'll do it. I'm not sure how many roster spots I have at this point. Ron Hainsey, Cronwall. Good old Jake Dotchin. If we need a face puncher, he's the guy. Let me double check how many roster spots we have just before I butcher something. Okay, yeah. I got room for one. I have room for one guy, so like even if I wanted to sign Max Pacioretty to $4 million, I could get him for much cheaper. I'd probably have to max out the deal. Stone, Pacioretty. I'm more intrigued by forwards than I am defensemen. Mainly because I can't help but think someone on that second line not named Connor Sherry. Stone, Pacioretty, Brassard, Hartman. God, imagine Pacioretty on that second line, or top line for that matter. Imagine Mark Stone there. I do want to sign Mark Stone again, but I'm not going to. Brassard, Verana, Heinen. UFAs, please. Tyler Ennis. Bring Tyler Ennis back to Buffalo. You know, I didn't think the option was going to be there, but the option's there, and it almost makes too much sense not to. It really does, and I need someone to take up a good chunk of the cap. Is it realistic? Here's the thing. I would prefer to sign Pacioretty for $4 million, right? Is that realistic? No, because obviously he'd never stick around on the free agent list for that long. I'm probably going to keep him all year because that contract might be tough to get rid of. I need someone to take up a contract spot. I have players I could send down to the AHL. Seems like a match made in heaven to me. Obviously, I didn't sign him at the beginning of free agency. But to see him still sitting there, it makes too much goddamn sense to not sign him at this point. And yes, I saw that there was a franchise level Roenick there. So let's move forward a couple of days. Ryan Miller is back in Buffalo. Max Pacioretty from Montreal to Buffalo. Now, yes, I have used Pacioretty this year. That was at the beginning of the year, though, as opposed to Mark Stone, who we just used. Van Pottelberg's going down for Miller. That creates a bit of a logjam defensively in the AHL. Sandberg can stay there. And forward-wise, we're about to get silly because we have Smith and Olofsson, who are going to be sent down because they're depth guys, and Max Pacioretty is going to be called up. Again, only signed to that contract because I had to sign somebody to a max deal because of the cap floor. So, right now, we are shaping up to have... Jesus. I don't even know who to play and where. Wilson has to sit probably for Velarde. Yeah, it doesn't want to play Velarde by default. So we have Baptiste, Rubtsov, Velarde's a third liner, Bailey's a fourth liner. Sherry was a third liner. I mean, I'm just saying. Skinner, Eichel, Velarde, Pacioretty, Middlestat, Reinhart. Any combination of those and we're good. And that third line should be great. That third line should put up numbers. I'm good with it. We have Wilson as the healthy scratch. I am good with it. Again, Casey Nelson, unfortunately, you and your amazing flow, you're going to be the healthy scratch unless Merkley proves that he should not be the guy. Goaltending, Hutton and Miller. The way it's meant to be. Not what I expected this team to look like, mainly due to Max Pacioretty. Not what I expected this team to look like just a few episodes ago, as we have Velarde, German Rubtsov. Defensively, it's, Merkley, we're going to give him the chance. It's, the twists and turns of any given franchise mode. Luukkonen's going to be the starter. Van Pottelberg's actually going to be scratched. Simply because, Johansson actually made it up to a 75, huh? Damn, he's not going to make it any higher, but still. Van Pottelberg's going to be the scratch just because I don't know for sure if it's going to try to play him over Luukkonen, and Luukkonen's up to high starter. Was he always a high starter? I feel like he was at medium. Regardless, he needs to be the guy for us. So, Joran Van Pottelberg, I hate to tell you, actually, I'm just going to call you up because you are going to be the healthy goalie scratch, buddy. Congrats. You'll get to sit here and watch a bunch of NHL games, at least for this season. We'll go best lines here for the moment again. Johansson will be out for the Zhukovs. Defensively, now this is where it gets to be a little bit tough because we have multiple options. Bryson Martin is the first one who might take a seat. Redmond I don't care about. We have Budek and Stevens that are scratches, 21 and 22 and 73s. I think we're going to leave them as scratches. So we'll keep Martin and Hickey. Let's see, 75s and younger. We'll go Goulet and Sandberg. So overall, not too bad. That's going to be our defense in the AHL. And then forward-wise, Randall needs to take a seat. We'll bring in Karabasic for the moment. Is there anybody else? We got a 24-year-old, low top 6. Anybody else? Ogilvy, you're in quite a bit of trouble, sir. Hurley and Ogilvy. We're going to take out Hurley first, seeing he's at the lower overall. Yeah, we got a couple of guys to worry about. Neither of those two, thankfully. Right wing is nobody there. Masherin and Morand. Congratulations, fellas. Ogilvy, sorry. You're going to be a healthy scratch, though, as we're looking to prioritize some of the depth on this team. Do we have, the medium top 9 guys? I think I'll go by overall, because otherwise, our fourth line's just going to be, stupidly stacked. So, let's see here. What 76 should we prioritize? Definitely Davidson. Because why not? So the team is going to look somewhat similar to this. This is pretty much what it's looking like. We might reorder it a bit. Overall, we have a good amount of depth in the AHL at every position. The NHL team is looking pretty ridiculous. We end up signing Max Pacioretty because somehow nobody else signed him. We used him to get to the cap floor. I'm sure he enjoys the paycheck. Look at the smile on his face. He's pumped. As far as what we do line combo-wise, not entirely sure. But needless to say, we made the right choices in terms of letting go of guys like Johan Larssons and Gus Gergensons. That was not going to be sustainable. So, heading into the next episode, before then, of course, I want to know your suggestions on what we should do with the lineup, your feedback on whether or not I made the right choices or not, your opinions. Let me know what you think about the current shape that this team is in. And particularly how we handled the free agent signings, not going overboard signing a bunch of people, which really, it never made much sense to. Like I said, in this series, I don't want to be like, oh, well, Wilson's terrible, I'm just going to trade him whatever 7th round pick, and let me sign this medium top 4 defenseman, even though Wilson's a forward. You get the point. I think you get the point. So let me know. I'm interested in the feedback to this episode, the reaction, and until next time, unfortunately, I don't think I made a major mistake, but maybe next time we can make a major mistake. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll turn down a trade accidentally for Crosby for a 7th, and I'll accidentally turn it down. Who the hell knows? I told you I was prone to rambling. Thank you for watching. Support the videos, support the channel, support me, support my dog, support my family, support the foundation of my home. I'm just kidding. There's nothing wrong with the foundation of my home. I hope not, at least. And this is the last video you hear from me, and the sinkhole took me. Boy, that's just tough luck. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and good night.